Hello, counselors and partners. Thank you so much for tuning in on my presentation. My name is Betty Cervantes Castro, and today I will be going over the Jumpstart Dual Credit Program. So what is dual credit? Dual credit is opportunity for high school students to take college classes taught by college professors. In these dual credit programs, students do not only earn the credit that will go towards their high school requirement, but at the same time, they will also earn the college credit so they can start a college pathway. Dual credit students can help complete their degree in lesser time because they are taking these classes at TMCC so they can get a head start in their degree pathway, and also they can graduate high school a little bit earlier. So how do these credits work? So it really depends on the district, or in some cases, the high schools. They are the ones that determine what type and how many credits students will receive for each college class they take with at TMCC. For the Washoe County School District, they do have a comprehensive list on their website on how these classes that they take at TMCC will apply on the high school side. When students are interested in taking that class at TMCC, we always strongly encourage that they first work with their high school counselor to learn how the classes at TMCC will get applied on their high school transcripts. If students do decide to take classes with TMCC and they want to use them for out of state, or they want to stay in state, we always recommend that they contact that college or university just to make sure that the classes they're taking here will transfer over. Usually within the state of Nevada, most of our classes will transfer over. However, if they go out of state, that's something that they need to make sure that they connect with the other college or university just to make sure that they will be transferring over. So there's two options that our Jumpstart students can take. The first option that I'll be talking about is cohort classes, and the second option is J2 TMCC. So the first one, cohort classes. These classes are typically offered at a high school site, which provides more accessibility and opportunities for students. Typically, these classes are either offered by a TMCC faculty member. So a TMCC professor will go and travel to the high school to teach the class, or if there's someone in the district that has the qualifications to teach the class, they can teach the class as well. The great thing about this option is that these students get to take it with their fellow peers, and they get to earn the dual credit. So it will be applied for their high school graduation requirements, either as an elective or requirement, and then they get a head start in their college pathway. So we do have various opportunities for this option, the cohort classes. We do have special pathways and programs such as remedial courses that can start at the high school, and then students don't have to take remedial courses at TMCC. Usually how that works is that they get to take them at their high school, and then once they come to TMCC, they can start at the college level. If there's anything in particular that your high school is interested in for your students, please reach out to us and we will be more than happy to set something up and talk about your options. Typically with this option, we do need about 20 students, and it could depend a little less depending on the class. If this is something that your school is interested, we are more than open to help you recruit, such as doing tabling, presentations, application workshops, registration workshops. For this type of class, we do send out forms at the beginning of every registration. So next month, we will be sending out forms to our counselors and contacts so they can let us know what classes they want at their high school. And for the following semester, fall 2023, it is never too early to start planning. The sooner the information we know, the better, and we can help your school make a pathway successful. With J2 TMCC, these classes are typically offered in person, online, web live, or hybrid. Most of our college students do like to take it for dual credit, but also some students are interested in a certain subject, so they want to do it for personal interest, or they have advanced a subject at their high school and they want something more challenging, so they do it for advancement. Students in the program that we take must be 9th through 12th graders. They really do have to work with their counselor just to determine that this is something that they do want to do. One of the great benefits about taking a college class at TMCC is they get to gain the college experience with other college students, either on our campus or at their high school. Here are the most popular classes that we have found Jumpstart students like to take. However, it is not all of them. There are really hundreds of other classes that students can take, but these are the most popular. So we have English, math, criminal justice, some science courses, humanities, psychology, information system, community health science, political science, and business. Students can really enroll in any class at TMCC as long as they meet the class requirements. Typically, some of our classes like English and math, students do have to place into them, and the class has open seats. If you have students who are interested in wanting to know what we're offering every semester, the best way to do that is to look at our schedule, which you can find at schedule.tmcc.edu. As I mentioned, there are great benefits to the Jumpstart program. The main one is that they get to earn the college credit and the high school credit at the same time. Students get to learn these valuable skills such as planning a schedule, making sure they're meeting dates and deadlines, and managing their time. And once they take a class at TMCC as a high school student, they are as a regular high school student, so they get to have access to all of our support services, such as the library, the computer rooms, tutoring, counseling, anything that TMCC has, students can use for their resources. With the benefits, there's also a lot of responsibilities. So students are responsible for fees and other mandatory fees for the classes. And I'll talk a little bit about fees on a different slide. They do have to understand how these classes are going to be met on their high school side. And obviously these classes do require more work and greater independence compared to a high school class. Students who don't do well in this program can potentially have consequences such as them affecting their GPA in the future or their financial aid. And I do just want to mention this because it's on the slide that we do accept homeschool students. So if you know any homeschool students who are interested in taking classes at TMCC, they can definitely do that. It's just a different process for them. So at TMCC, we have what is FERPA, which is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. So regardless of the student's age, even though they're under 18, for most of our high school students, we do have to keep their information confidential. Without the student's permission, we cannot share students' information. It is a little different only for the Jumpstart program. So when these students go through the process, they do waive some of their FERPA rights, meaning that we're able to send a transcript to their high school at the end of the semester so their grades can be posted. We also are able to communicate with their counselors and parents. And this is just to make sure that these students are taking the correct classes and making sure they're going through the enrollment classes. However, we always recommend that the student is the point of contact in any type of communication, especially with professors. And the Jumpstart staff is still willing to help students and parents navigate through the process. However, it's just for this Jumpstart program, if parents try to contact any other department, they will be turned away unless they are on the third party release form through the student's MyTMCC account. So starting this semester, our fees did change. So currently what we have is for concurrent classes. These classes are $75 per class, no additional fees. And concurrent is defined as having a high school instructor teach a TMCC class in person through their regular workload. If you do not know if this is being offered at your high school, please reach out to us and we can let you know. But this is a new fee structure that we have due to the state mandate. And then anything else, it's 85 per credit plus technology per credit fee. And if the class has any special class fees, then that applies as well. All the other fees that we have at TMCC, they do get waived for Jumpstart students. So the application fee, the student association per credit fee, and the health and sport per credit fee get waived. To help students pay for their classes, we do have a new discount, and this discount only applies to low-income students who receive free and reduced lunch. They can receive an extra discount, which will bring down their credit from 85 to 58. At the beginning of every registration, we will email a form to all of our high school counselors so they can fill it out on behalf of their student, and this only applies to our Washoe County School District, high schools that we have an MOU with, and homeschool families. So there are a couple of steps that students need to go through in order to take a class at TMCC, and I will go ahead and talk about them in the next couple of slides. So the first one is they need to apply for admissions. This application does not take students that long. It should take them 10 to 15 minutes the most. It's really just demographic information that TMCC needs. Once they apply, usually within a week or so, they get an acceptance letter that has their TMCC information, which is something that they really need to make sure that they hold on to, because it allows them to log into all of our TMCC softwares that we have, such as their TMCC email, their Canvas account, and their My TMCC. So once they get admitted into TMCC, they can move on to our second step, which is to complete the Jumpstart orientation, and they will have to log into our Canvas account, which is tmcc.instructor.edu, and this is a really helpful orientation that just gives Jumpstart students some resources and valuable information as they are agreeing to be committed to taking a TMCC class. The third step is to complete an online permission to enroll form. How this works is they go on our website, jumpstart.tmcc.edu, follow our steps to enroll, and it will be step 3. They fill this out online. They do need their entry ID, which is their TMCC ID that they can find in their application letter. Once they fill out the form and they let us know what classes they want us to enroll them, then it gets routed to their high school counselor. Students do have to make sure that when they're filling this out, that they put the correct email address for the counselor, because if they make a typo, it doesn't get routed to their counselor. Once the counselor reviews the form and it gets approved, then we will go ahead and get the form back and process it. If we don't have any issues, we will go ahead and enroll the student on our end and send a communication out to the student that they have been enrolled. However, sometimes we do need other information such as test scores, then we will communicate that to the student. All of our communications from the Jumpstart office do go to the student's TMCC email. So once they start the process of trying to get registered for a class, we always recommend that they check their TMCC email on a daily basis. And then lastly, once they're enrolled, they have to pay for their classes. For the fall semester, enrollment starts in April, and students don't have to pay till August when their class start. And then for spring, enrollment doesn't start until November, and then they don't start class until January, and that's when they have to pay for their class. We do sometimes have recommended steps that we recommend for students if they want to take a specific class, especially one that requires test scores. So sometimes we let them know that if they do not have test scores that we accept, then they can take the AccuPacer here at TMCC. However, this isn't something required for admissions. It's only to help determine students in class placement for classes that are requiring test scores. For example, like their English and math, those are the most common ones students take AccuPaces for. However, we do accept other test scores such as ACT, SAT, AP, high school transcript if they're senior standing, or like I said, they can take the AccuPlacer and they can schedule that online at online, or actually it's testing.tmcc.edu. So for high school transcripts, we do have what is called the alternative pathway. And students, if they meet any of these criteria, then we can place them into either English 101, Math 120, or Math 126. For English 101, the student has to be senior standing and have a 3.0 unweighted GPA, or they can have a B average in their senior classes, or they can have a grade of B or higher in their AP English classes. Any of those criteria, we can place students in English 101 with the high school transcript. For math, it is a little bit different. We still require the unweighted 3.0 GPA. However, we also need them to have a B in Algebra 2 for their second semester, and we can place them in either Math 120 or Math 126. If students do not have any test scores, or their test scores do not place them in a class that they want to take, for math or English, we do have a new pathway for these students. So for math, we have Math 126 plus 26, which is support class, and that's 6 credits. And then we also have Math 120 plus 20, which is support class, and that's 5 credits. And then we also have, for English, we have English 100, which is 5 credits. So students are able to take a math class at TMCC if they don't have test scores or they're not meeting the qualifications for the other math classes. All right, and that is all I have for you guys. So I want to thank you so much for joining us and making this program possible. We really appreciate all of your guys' help. Here is my contact information, as well as Karen Saldana, who is the program manager. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email. My email is cervantes@tmcc.edu, and that is my direct phone number, 775-674-7638. And then for our students, we do have a general email that they can email us at, which is dualcredit@tmcc.edu. And then here is our phone number, which is 674-7683. And I hope everybody has a good day.